Hey there, welcome in. This is Kristen. We're going to ask the angels, saints, and ancestors and spirit guides into our energy for divine guidance, for our highest and greatest good. And so it is. You're surrounded in divine white light. We're going to be using a tarot deck and a clarifier. So I feel like someone has moved on from the conflict, okay, or the challenge. Okay, I do have the Lovers here, and then I have the Nine of Wands. All right, so what I'm getting with this is that there's been like karmic lessons learned here. There's this having to have the experiences for the sake of something that was necessary, like something that needed to be learned. I feel like all of these things were almost planned to some extent. There's a bit of one step at a time too. So maybe some of the things that were learned in these dynamics of yours, have contributed towards your life purpose in some way. Usually the Nine of Wands talks about being in a bit of it's been difficult. I've had to overcome a lot of challenges. There's been a lot of growth. There's soul growth energy. So we have soul contracts with people so that we can learn something. And I feel like I'm picking up on that energy here. With the Lovers, I feel like we all have choices. We all have free will choice as to the decisions and actions we are accountable for. I'm getting with this person here at the top, the energy there saying okay, I went through this for a specific reason, and it's I kind of had to see something that maybe I couldn't see when I was down here, right? I wouldn't have known it, I wouldn't have understood it, I wouldn't even be able to apply it if I tried, if I didn't go through these things first. So I feel like something that's tied to your purpose, is tied to the experiences and lessons that you've gained so far in your life, or even past life, okay? Yeah, Five of Wands. There's 100% having to kind of pave your own path, fight against the current, be adaptable, as well as, really making a strong effort, a strong finish, okay? I'm also getting even though you may not have wanted this type of, fight, I feel like you're much stronger and better for it on the other side. Yeah, there's this Two of Cups here. Yeah, it's kind of this is something that, yeah, this is kind of cool because it's almost there was this maturity that happens. Because when I see the Lovers, it's young, mature, love here. And then here is there's a maturity that's been gained. There's been growth gained. There's been emotional mastery that's been gained, right? Especially how you show up for other people. There might have been even wounding here, right? And, learning that, it was worth it to kind of have those experiences so that you can become whole, right? Whole on your own. And then, there's somebody here that is also whole on their own and wanting to offer their cup to you. So there's this reciprocity. It's you had to learn within other relationships, whether they were friends or other soul contracts, you had to kind of learn, how you show up in a relationship and how someone else shows up in a relationship, as well as the dynamics, right? And what you do want, what you don't want, what are the triggers? There could have been some triggering here that needed to be resolved. There also could have been maybe insecurities, feeling there's drama, there's chaos, there's competition. And it's you don't have to have this as your reality. I'm getting you still persevered through it all. But I feel through this process, there was something that was learned here. And again, this glass is half full, right? So there's room for more as well. It's refillable. So I'm getting like some of this was like, you know, needing to kind of like make it interesting. Yeah, I feel like things have been made interesting. Ace of Wands. Wow. Creativity. There's this like initiative here. I feel like as a result of what was experienced or what will be experienced here, there's like this grand idea, initiative, something that's meant to be an expression, something tied to the purpose. Okay. I feel like you broke from the pack. All right. You were guided away from the pack. Like everyone else is maybe going in one direction and maybe you're taking the high ground and they're on the low ground. I feel like this is something that you're meant to do and you're meant to help others too. Like they can choose to go their own way. I feel like you're choosing to go your way. All right. I feel like you're standing out because you do it different. You are different. You weren't meant to blend in. This is you like really fighting for what you believe in as well. I feel like with the wands, this is like, you know, making a stamp on the world in your own way. Okay, very cool. You might be creating something with others, and this could be a partnership, like a business partnership, or there's something like really beautiful about this. There's also like this passion, like this undeniable passion, fire, Leo, abundance, strength, perseverance. What is this? The Tower. Let's see. Look at Five of Wands comes out officially. All right. Queen of Pentacles. Who's this Queen of Pentacles? Eight of Wands. Is the Queen of Pentacles the person in the Two of Cups? Yes. Okay. There we go. Eight of Wands. Things are picking up a bit. All right. So what I'm getting is like there's something that like you created from a place of your life experience. All right. There's something that has added up to, you know, something that brings in change on like a big scale, either for you or for whoever you're around, or maybe your contribution to humanity in whatever way this is. Okay. It can just be you being like the most important thing, being a nice person, right? The Strength card tells me that this required the Nine of Wands, the Five of Wands, whatever you're embarking on, whatever you're meant to do. Like it requires courage, it requires strength, confidence. All right, and this is showing your confidence, your ability to get through anything regardless of the situation. All right, and persevere on the other side of this. So whatever this is, you're seeing as stable, strong, and secure. I feel like you secured your position here, is what I'm getting. And then I have Eight of Wands, so whatever you're doing, I feel like it's working and it's about to pick up. So, you know, things are going to pick up a bit. So if you've been kind of like, you know, working through it, just know that things are going to shift. You're going to get a bit of assistance here. Okay. I'm getting assistance. Five of Pentacles. What's this? Five of Pentacles. A Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And then we have an Eight of Swords. And then we have Justice. Okay. Justice, maybe. Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Here's Justice. Lady Justice. All right. I feel like there is somebody who might be feeling trapped, stuck, or imprisoned in some way, shape, or form, or shamed for what people are finding out. I feel like there's truth being revealed here, or there's like someone really in their mind about how they're being perceived. Okay, someone's concerned about what people are going to think and feel about how they have maybe acted or created in their environment. There is maybe also a loss or rejection or abandonment here. Maybe there's something that happened that caused maybe someone needing to move in another direction. But I feel like things have been slow, right? Not really making any progress. I feel like it's slow progress. I feel like someone's feeling like maybe there isn't, you know, a whole lot here for them. Let's see. I'll get more info on that. And so I feel like they might be evaluating other options or wanting to have some other opportunity or something. There's something coming in here. They may have tried to create hardship for somebody or slow things down for somebody. I feel like it's about to pick up. Remember I was saying like things are about to pick up. I feel like there might have been competition here. And so maybe there might have been some like attempts to slow things down or reject somebody, slander, like, you know, steer people away, maybe try to take their business from them. Maybe there's a bit of like fraud. So whatever was done immoral or lacked integrity, I feel like there's some sort of like law, physical law or spiritual law playing out here. Yeah, I feel like somebody did it maybe for the sake of like their own personal gain from somebody or off somebody. I feel like somebody had to stand their ground. Okay, I feel like we do have the Magician, and then we also have the Death card and the Tower. So I feel like whatever was going on behind the scenes here, all right, to create blockages and prevent somebody from being in their purpose, to create here, I feel like there's massive endings playing out. And I'm getting like, it might start with the pocket, like how their physical reality is being affected is what I'm getting from the decisions made, right, from a place of like self-limiting beliefs, like projection energy. Yeah, and I'm getting like this is hitting hard right now. All right, so that's kind of the base here that we have of our reading. I'm gonna get some additional cards. What do we have here? I feel like there's a focus on family. I feel like there's a need to have this like rooted, stable, secure, you know, wanting to feel safe, building a foundation and starting a family here. I feel like maybe somebody had some sort of like agreement to be an active participant in this. This also could be maybe somebody went in another direction because they started a family. So we'll see. Okay. 9 of Wands. We have regrets, blamable, being distant, guilty, and feeling ashamed. Yeah, there very much could be like, you know, someone stepping away from stability and security when it came to like a family unit or a relationship. Or this could be about your family, but I'm getting like there's someone feeling ashamed. I feel like they find themselves withdrawn and in regret. 2 of Cups. Terms. I feel like, you know, someone might want to negotiate terms. All right, so keep your eye open for that. Someone might want to work something out. There could be a negotiation, and it could have something to do with like a partnership or someone coming in that you might be co-creating with here with the Ace of Wands. So there might be things that you need to consider for yourself that you might not have previously considered. Okay, so maybe have someone review things for you if there is some sort of offer. I have fall and springtime. Okay, so that could be depending on where you're at. And these are clarifying the Ace of Wands when things are going to like really kick off, okay? It's like a major initiative, okay? And then I also have summertime is the strength, clarifying strength, okay? So I feel like this is all playing out now is the timing. Okay, so I feel like it's good to note that. Okay, I'm just gonna put these here so we know. So we do have some timings. I would say the next 3 to 6 months, I'd say. All right. 5 of Wands energy. So what was this, you know, battle royale for? Look at Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, and then we have a visit. Okay, so there could be like you visiting somebody or someone coming to visit you. It could be a call, it could be a message. But I am getting like someone wanting to like physically connect, okay? So you might get it like an unexpected call. There may be some sort of arrangement to either come by. There could be someone who's like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn riding by someone's house. Okay. They might be trying to find the courage to say what they have to say. Okay, I feel like they may be concerned with someone maybe wanting to reconcile. There's some sort of like wanting to come back together. All right, I feel like this is this Queen of Pentacles. So someone might want a second chance. And so maybe this Queen of Pentacles or whoever this energy is, I feel like somebody wants to communicate, maybe give you a warning or something. Let's see. What is this? Look at guarded, building up walls, defensive. Someone's heart chakra's blocked. Past trauma. I feel like somebody wants to share details about the trauma experience that they've had with this person. They may want to like show up at your house. I feel like they're afraid this person wants to get back with you. There very well could be like them wanting to remain like in some sort of position or wanting to affect your position is what I'm getting. So I feel like there's this whole like plot to disturb your peace, your stability, your security, because what they went to, okay, as far as a karmic is concerned with the lover, I feel like there's regrets. I feel like they're trying to find a way to get back into your energy because you were the true soulmate. And I'm getting they found out that that energy was a karmic. And I feel like they manipulated them. Okay, and I feel like they used lust to do it. All right, I feel like they also knew like this person would fall. Okay, so I feel like there's a bit of manipulation here. I feel like whatever didn't work out was a favor to you so that something real, okay, 2 of Cups and upright, can come in. There is a need to create here. This is someone who you'll be able to create with. So I feel like there's 2 messages here. There's like two perspectives, okay, in this dynamic. So let's see. Past trauma, building up walls, defensive. All right, so someone is very defensive, furious even, very angry. So there's like anger issues. This is like somebody who wants to like light something on fire because they have like a hair across their ass. All right, someone is pissed off because they're financially being affected. Okay, someone is financially affected, or someone's been kicked out. Someone is finding themselves in a difficult position and they're angry about it, like to the point of rage. Okay, they have a lot of built up emotions and they have overwhelming thoughts. And again, like someone is really wanting to communicate and talk. Okay, they may find themselves not able to access something, or they're not sure how to proceed. Maybe they're finding themselves in a financial difficulty, excuse me, or they're finding themselves that they have to pay for something that they didn't plan for paying for, and they may want to ask you for help. Because look at, they see you as stable and secure, and it's almost like they want to upset the apple cart, and they want to play on you to do so. This energy is jealous and envious that you are not experiencing what they're experiencing, okay? They're experiencing massive endings and a downfall, maybe even like a reckoning, all right? And they could be watching you from afar and stalking you, all right? I feel like if they sent or said anything that like slandered you in any way, if you can find evidence, it's punishable by law, especially if you have a business, okay? And if they were trying to take money from you or steal money from you or some sort of like chase clients down that were for you and they were stealing money from you in that way, I feel like you might actually get like proof of this if you've been waiting for proof. I feel like someone is really struggling and is obsessed and is not able to let you go. All right, like I said, like someone could very much be spying on like fake accounts, and they're jealous and envious, and they're in this energy of like not able to let things go. Okay, and then we have someone is extremely putting in. All right, someone is unsatisfied. They're putting in the bare minimum. There's no reciprocation. They're losing interest, okay? Someone has some sort of proofs, some sort of screenshots. Remember how I said there's evidence? This is confirmation. I feel like, you know, maybe the trash took itself out in this situation. You've let go, or someone's letting go, and I feel like someone could be trying to like clean up the mess, maybe throwing out memories. Maybe they're trying to clean things up because there's court, okay? Maybe they tried to delete things and it's been found. There's something going on with court, okay? What else would you like to share regarding this message? Okay, we have confused. Someone's feeling lost, feeling invisible, feeling emptiness and running away, wanting to run away from a situation, okay? It's over. There's secrets. You know, I feel like maybe someone's feeling stuck because of secrets, like they're being blackmailed or held to some sort of like mind control. I feel like someone is being shamed for the secrets, and that's what someone's using to hold over them, like a carrot, like I'll tell them. I feel like there's like this whole, yeah, someone wants to run away. I feel like you're the one who's like, peace, right? Run away in the sunset. You're beginning an adventure and you want to go on a vacation. Someone is lying. I feel like these people know. I feel like everybody knows, right? There's no secret. Someone maybe planned to never let this secret out. Maybe they thought the person would hold this secret forever. Maybe they betrayed them. Now they're wanting to run away. Maybe there's a need to accept the ending of this. There's a lot of childish behavior and trying to get even. I feel like now people are watching and enjoying the show, okay? I feel like there's multiple patterns playing out here, and all of this was done for revenge, and things are coming to an end, and it's game over. Okay? Game over. End game. All right, there's evidence, okay? Criminal history now, or there will be. I feel like that it was for the sake of temptation, and law enforcement is involved, and there's evidence of this. There's evidence that money was exchanged for the sake of temptation of some kind. And now law enforcement's involved. I feel like there could even be like an intervention going on, or someone's feeling like there's a deadline or time's running out. I feel like someone feels like they can't wait any longer and they're on the edge. on the edge. Okay. Tick tock, tick tock. Denial. I feel like someone may want to speak the truth now because they're feeling like time's running out for them. All right. Around winter, potentially. Or they've been out in the cold. Right? Expressing, conversing, unblocking, and hearing your voice. Facade. Putting on a front. They have hidden motives and they have weird behavior. Okay, so I feel like this is an energy that's not trustworthy. Confirmation of that. I'm getting like from this picture, like the individual we're picking up on in this energy that is dealing with this downfall here, you know, there are a lot of things that they need to work on for themselves, right? And I feel like they've not really made any type of effort to do this. Maybe they thought someone else would put this back together and it would be functioning. But I feel like whatever they're trying to do, like just even the basic things need to be addressed, right? I feel like in order to go anywhere, you need some way of travel. And so like a wheel would be important for this horse to carry something if they need to go somewhere, especially the person. So I feel like there's some things that someone needs to focus on as it relates to how things are in their physical reality. All right. This talks about like our experience here on Earth. And there's an energy here that, you know, needs to attend to their own things. But I feel like there's a lot of like fakeness. There's a lot of, you know, having to, you know, isolate and kind of just con everybody to think like, yeah, everything's all together, and it's not. I feel like someone's realizing like the investments they've made have really put them in a difficult position, and maybe not a favorable one in this case. Okay. Again, like putting on a front, people pleaser, hidden motives. I feel like somebody tried to like climb the status ladder, or the everything really being about appearances, right? So that they look like they have it together. I feel like things are being, you know, this is kind of what's being exposed here. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Look at love triangle. All right. I feel like maybe there's other women, there's secret hookups, there's situationships, there's third party interference here. I feel like that's part of what these secrets are that are coming out. All right. So maybe someone is experiencing like a relationship breakup or an ending here. I feel like it's this couple that is being exposed. So it's not just one person of the couple. I feel like both of them are being exposed in some way. So I feel like they're both going to tell on each other. Someone's telling on somebody. And they both expose. Okay, and we have commitment. Yeah. I feel like you're leaving this behind. This is about sharing goals and having long-term happiness with somebody that, you know, wants to show up for you equally like you would show up for them. This talks about marriage and commitment. You might have been dealing with this person and they promised this, but then put you in a third party and there are secrets about this, but it's all coming to the light what was done to prevent and break up this marriage, this union. I feel like there was mind games. People were being taken advantage of. There was playing with people's feelings, stringing people along. This is like a home, someone who comes in just to kind of like compete just because that makes them feel good if they can steal that person away, which is interesting because if anyone can steal anyone away from me, I'd be like, good riddance. They weren't for me in the first place then. I feel like there's that realization, like, if you can have them, they're yours, then they weren't for me. So I feel like that's coming to light too. Okay, so it's like who's truly playing who, right? Mind games, right? Yeah, game over is what I'm getting. It's game over. You could receive a lot of spirit communication. You could be having dreams, or this energy could be having dreams. They could be getting confirmations, or you've gotten all confirmations that you need. You don't need to hear from anybody because spirit world tells you, shows you, tells you all of it. So I feel like you already know all this. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah. They feel the pinch, you know, they're feeling it big time. Look at, I feel like you can't stop having a good time. Like you're feeling complete. You're good. I feel like the emotions are running high though. I feel like someone might be clashing with all those that they're around. Like there's just this like no break in the waves. A lot of in and out energy. Okay, I feel like somebody took a risk, okay, and they rolled the dice, they took a chance, and they weren't thinking very clearly. And I feel like that's what they want to tell you. They want to tell you that they took a chance on something and they regret doing it. That's what they want to say. But I don't feel like they're going to tell you everything. I feel like they want to tell you what you want to hear and what you'll accept. So again, like there's also partner to partner energy here. So, and making unsafe decisions. So someone could be dealing with like some sort of disease or illness. Not that I want to put that on anybody, but I feel like that's a message for somebody to be protective. And what do I have here? I said someone is putting on a front, okay? A facade, pretending to be straight when they are not. Maybe they're in between. Maybe they're not sure. Maybe they're exploring it. But I feel like this is the secret energy that's coming out. I feel like, you know, out of respect for the community, I feel like love who you want to love, right? But I feel like there was a lot that has been done that has hurt people quite a bit as a result of this energy withholding, like secrets being held, the down low, in the closet. Like, I feel like there was a lot of hidden motives, weird behavior, you know, putting on a front here. And so I feel like that created a lot of difficulty for many. And I feel like someone took a risk, okay? And I feel like somebody wants to tell you all about it. But I feel like, you know, if that's the experience that they wanted to have, let them have it. All right? Like your back is to this. However, I feel like, look at third party is insatiable, uncontrollable desires. They must have, you know, whatever they want when they want it. There's a hunger for pleasure. So there's this like self-gratification, secret hookups, like open relationships, being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. I feel like that's what this relationship was and is, and it's coming to an end. Okay. So I feel like some of you just stepped out and just let these people do whatever they wanted to do, and you kept it moving. Best decision you ever made, okay? Like, they've created their own downfall, mind you. There is children as a factor here, so there could be, like, responsibilities here that someone is having to be accountable for as it relates to, you know, this love triangle. This could be... you know, also someone having childhood wounding and the immaturity of it and the innocence here. Maybe someone's acting like a child. Also what I'm getting. So, all right. Any last minutes? Yeah, there's this energy of like not having any contact. Okay? No contact. Right? These emotions, this chaos, it's not yours. Right? You've already been through this process. You've already dealt with all of this. They're now dealing with it with one another, right? Like your part of this lesson is over. And so now things are really playing out heavily when it comes to the games that they played. And I feel like it's game over now. And then it's like time to learn and be accountable for the patterns, the show that was created, you know, the situationships, you know, the immaturity, right? The hidden truth, right? Like the unsafe decisions, you know, taking risks, right? I feel like there's a whole lot of having to maybe deal with that now, right? And there's a mess to clean up, okay? Big mess. This is not your mess. Not your mess. I feel like someone really needs to hear that, because if someone comes to you and spills it and you start feeling bad for them, you know, that's where your people pleasing kicks in. And this person knows that. Look at, they're reminiscing. They're remembering about the good times. They're thinking about you. So they're in their feels right now. I feel like you keep them blocked, okay? For most of you, that's the advice. Again, you still have to use your discernment to know if this reading is for you, and these messages are already confirming for you what you already know. There's a snake in the grass, all right? They're envious, they're petty, they're attention seeking, okay? And they're jealous. They're so jealous. This person that they went to is so jealous of you and insecure. And they've been in competition with you this whole time, okay? And they are finding that they didn't win the game. They didn't win anything, all right? You weren't even playing this game, which is even more stupid, okay? They're talking behind your back. This energy is triggered. They may even look like this, all right? Just childhood wounds, flashbacks, ready to explode. And someone has been caught in the act. I feel like this snake here, this jealous snake, may have done something to make this person jealous and triggered so that they get in trouble and have some sort of reaction, and then they can take some sort of action. I feel like they trigger each other over and over and over again, all right? Someone did something behind someone's back and got caught. I feel like, you know, you have a strong intuition and you're meant to trust it. I feel like this experience helped you learn quite a bit about this. So now you're able to help others with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with your experience. I have water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, so then I have, yeah, look at admirer in the reverse. So this person is a hater, okay? They do not support what you're doing, why you're doing it. They just hate because that's just who they are. They're the opposition. And to be honest, like, you wouldn't be doing something right if you didn't have some sort of opposition. So I feel like game recognizes game, all right? So you're protected. Don't you worry about that. Maybe they didn't realize that they were coming against a master alchemist. All right, I feel like there's some serious skill sets here that were developed through this process, all right? So nothing experience was wasted, all right? Check it. Balance is being restored here. There could be people going to court. There could be, you know, look at this. Divorce, custody, legal papers, court visits. Okay, I feel like, you know, having the options, the player on player, this is like the third time we're getting confirmation of like player on player energy, feeding the addictions. It could be a sex addiction. There could just having to like circle through many options, because that's how this person is able to kind of like forget, as well as numb, as well as like satisfy, and it's like self-gratification energy. I'm getting like somebody might be in court because of them doing this. It's illegal. I feel like there is somebody who appreciates and would like to express some sort of interest. There's some good vibes here. Okay, you might be receiving a lot of signs, synchronicities, messages, confirmations. Okay, it's as a result of you loving you and you accepting yourself for who you are. all the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful and all the things. Okay, self-acceptance, self-love. And you treat yourself with love, and you have this awareness, and you are connecting with those who are also aware, and you're happy to cheers to the experience because you learned so much. You're continuing to grow. I feel like others are watching. I feel like everybody's watching you love yourself, and they're seeing the results. And hopefully by setting an example, you know, that's the whole point. Someone is profile searching, so they could be like looking at who's commenting on your things to see who they are, and they're looking up to see, you know, these, you know, they just are creeping. Okay, there's profile creeping. Someone's searching, thinking of you, searching. All right, there is an energy here that would like to surprise you. They're thinking of you. Gift. All right, they may want to ask you out on a date. Okay, there's somebody who what is this? Somebody wants to bring a gift. Somebody wants to know if you're dating anybody. They want to show up with a gift, and then they want to tell you that this past person, that they have addictions and juggling each other with many others. They want to say that this person trapped them by getting pregnant. That they got this person pregnant, and that's why they had to do what they had to do. Air sign energy. So it's like they're searching to see if you're dating anybody, and then they want to show up, okay? And they want to blame the karmic for trapping them with a pregnancy. All right, so these people are still, you know, in that same energy. All right. Some of you, there's going to be nothing, a whole lot of nothing. Okay. They made them ghost you is kind of what they're saying. They're like, oh, because, you know, of this, like they couldn't be with you anymore. They had to shut down, and that was why this all went south. I feel like they feel like a clown. They're ashamed now. I feel like the appearances here are that this person is a clown, and they created a circus, and you're not part of this circus. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know whether somebody like took a pregnancy test and said that they're pregnant, and so this person left, closed off, or I'm getting like there's a baby now, or there was some sort of conceiving, or like there's baby mama drama is what I'm getting. Twin flames could be relevant, shared feelings, mirrored emotions, your other half, reflection of soul. So for some of you, it's related to that. It could be as it relates to a new person, a new love, okay? Seeing somebody new. I feel like someone wants to come towards you, but they're procrastinating and they're holding back. Okay. Anything else here? Let's just flip them. Fire signs, fake profiles, hiding themselves, air signs. I feel like you or them could be looking for that connection that you've wanted for so long. I feel like, you know, there's this like undeniable, you know, call, right? For those who are on this spiritual path, I feel like it's really a call back to oneself. It's like the more you love yourself, the more you have capacity to love others. And, you know, it really does like open the heart chakra, and it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. So I feel like if you're kind of like missing a connection, right? I feel like the best advice I can give would be to like redirect you back to you, because, you know, you're one and only love, truly, right? So I feel like when you love yourself, then you attract what you are. And I feel like that also played out here. Someone else attracted who they were, right? Guilty. All right. I feel like it's almost like that saying, like, you are what you eat. Oh, I know that doesn't really apply here, but for some reason that's what I got. You are what you eat. So it's like you're guilty by association, right? Like they always say, like, be careful who you hang out with. and who you surround yourself with, because that's who others are going to perceive you as. And what I'm getting is like, that was a major factor in a lot of this, is that someone cared more about what everyone else had to say and what everyone else thought that they should do. And they listened to a lot of lies. They listened to a lot of insecurity, and they listened to a lot of fear. And none of these people had good interests for this person or this couple or whatever dynamic unit this is. It could be family. I'm getting like there was a lot of interference, and this person, you know, didn't have good intentions, or their intentions swayed. Okay. And I feel like that was the test. And the test for you was for you to choose yourself and to always choose yourself. And that was like a catalyst for you. And through you choosing you, kind of set you off on, you know, the awakening path, right? It was like a snowball effect, right? And I feel like the energies that we were picking up here, you know, we're still choosing everything outside of them, right? They were very much stuck in illusions and feeding the ego and the pride. And I feel like, you know, some of the collective, the group, the channels have, you know, gone through a dark night of the soul, gone through an ego death, right? They're on the ascension path. And then some of the channel are going through that stuff now. So just hold space for people, try to be kind, you know, hold boundaries, yes, but you know, there's a lot going on energetically for everybody. So I just ask for peace. And if you can pray for those who might be going through it, I would appreciate that too. All right, y'all, I hope you have the most amazing day. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will see you next time.